Hey guys, this is Kerry Martell here, owner of Power Palace Gym. I just want to make a short little video here because I've had a few female, clients who want to join the gym, want to get involved in powerlifting or bodybuilding, but they have a concern. Their main concern is they don't want to get too big, and by big they mean becoming super muscular and kind of look more masculine than they really want. The average woman wants to have what she refers to as a toned physique. And there's a lot of different misconceptions that have floated around for like really decades about like how to get the toned physique and how to not get really muscular. And the science on this has been well established. It really has. The average woman, I would say, more than just the average woman, okay? Most women, I would like to give you a percentage, but I'm like, most women, the average woman, is physically incapable of growing large muscles. And the reason is because even a lot of guys can't. So often in bodybuilding or powerlifting or something, people will talk about like having good genetics, but it's never like explained what good genetics actually means. Good genetics generally means having a long muscle body and having shorter tendons in your arm and your body, basically all over your body, right? Generally speaking, that's what it means. That is a specific demographic of people. I think within men, like I think it's somewhere like 30-40% of men can do it, and the rest of them don't have it, right? The rest of men have more medium length muscle bellies and longer tendons, which if you build up your physique, you generally have that kind of toned physique that a lot of some people have as like a gymnast or something. They usually have that kind of physique. But what also goes along with the toned physique is low body fat. You don't have a lot of body fat, your muscles become more pronounced. They're much easier to see. And that's what really creates that kind of toned physique. So basically having medium or even short length of muscle belly and then having longer tendons is what creates that more gymnast type of look. Or maybe even like some martial artists like Bruce Lee, for example, right? Bruce Lee was super freaking strong, ripped as hell, don't get me wrong, but he didn't have the bodybuilder physique, right? Even though he did all the same exercises. And that really comes down to the type of muscles that he has. And that's a genetically hardwired thing. So there's a lot of people that have this conception like, I just take synthetic testosterone, I can do D-ball, all these types of steroids, growth hormone. But the reality is that you cannot change this stuff without your muscle belly sizes and your tendon sizes. Like you can't change it like that. It's pretty fixed. And that might size, I should talk about the joint size, but that's getting into a deeper conversation. The point here is that the average woman, it is impossible for you to ever look like a guy in terms of muscular, because most men have much larger muscle bellies. They have it, and women generally do not. So it's not really a concern. You can do the exact same workouts as any male bodybuilder as a woman, and unless you have the super rare genetics of a woman that has equal types of muscle belly size as one of these professional genetically gifted bodybuilders does, and you use steroids to get yourself your testosterone high, your growth hormone high, right? All these androgen receptors. It's basically impossible for a woman to look like that. Even if you look at some of the classic strongman women, long before steroids existed, who used to do circus acts, all types of shows, really powerful women, right? Physically strong women. They didn't look like men. They really didn't look like men. And that has to do with the muscle belly sizes. It just limits how large the muscles start looking. There's definitely a correlation between the size of a muscle and how much force it can generate. But it's also somewhat, built in with your genetics. There's some people that have explosive power, but they're not like, they don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything, okay? They don't look that way. And then you got guys like Ronnie Coleman who are bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger and have that crazy power lifter explosive speed to them, because Ronnie Coleman had the genetics for both of size and that crazy strength. And Arnold, definitely a strong guy, right? But he wasn't Ronnie Coleman, okay? So the point I'm trying to make here is that there's lots of misconceptions. People think, like, if I do the same exact training routine as somebody else, my body will therefore look exactly like them. And that is not how this works. That's not how it works at all, okay? It really isn't. The average woman will not become crazy muscular. They will get that toned look just by working out, doing the exact same routines, and maintaining a low body fat percentage. You will gain that. In fact, I would say that it's you have to do these types of exercises to gain that kind of physique in the first place, because part of that tone definition, like, you definitely see, the muscles larger than on your average woman. So my suggestion is, do not be afraid of getting involved in strength sports as a woman because you're concerned that you're going to look manly. That's really not a concern. That's not a legitimate concern for the average woman. You would have to be extremely genetically gifted, as there definitely are some women out there who are, right, who do the professional bodybuilding stuff. But most women will not. And even those who have the genetic gifts, unless you're also using steroids, you're not going to look like a guy. It's just not possible. All right, guys and gals, I hope this was kind of an informative video, introduced a little bit of some knowledge you may not have heard before, because there's all kinds of crazy things that people say, on Instagram. People are like, if you want to tone your muscles, you have to do like 100 repetitions with like a 5-pound dumbbell or something. And that's just, that does not tone your muscle. There's no way to tone the muscles. Your muscle gets bigger, your muscle gets stronger, okay? And you can't like tone it out. That is simply a matter of having low body fat, along with having your muscles developed to, your maximum or near maximum of your genetic limit. And the average person, don't have to worry about that, because that takes many, many years of training to reach your max genetic potential of muscle size. Not using any steroids, being completely natural, many years, like a decade or more. So there's no concern about getting that. Like, if you work out for a couple years or something, get yourself in shape, want to look good, go down a dress size, there's no reason to worry about that. Hope this was informative. Thanks.